Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 weekly reset video. My name is Story, and today is July the 14th, which means one thing. We are running up until the 21st of July, because that's how things go around here. Anyway, shall we have a look at what we've got to do in Destiny 2 this week? Regard the tower map. If you're new to the game, welcome. Come on in, pull up a pew and pour yourselves a brew, because these little tidy icons here represent vendors, and vendors will distribute to you weekly challenges, bounties, and some quests. And they will all lead to sweet, precious loot. And that is what it's all about, really, enjoying that consumption of loot with your friends. But remember, don't loot and drive, okay? Anyway, gear comes in a variety of different tiers. For example, let's have a look at this spare parts vendor challenge. This is from our gunsmith. His weekly challenge is complete 8 of his bounties for powerful gear tier 1. We've got a variety of different tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, and then we've got pinnacle loot, pinnacle being the most powerful stuff available to you in the game. There you go. So that's the stuff there. We've got the same with Shax for PvP, player versus player. 8 of his bounties will get you powerful gear at tier 1. Same with Zavala over at the Vanguard there. And then we've got the Drifter sneaking in the corner like a little snake. Powerful gear at tier 1 for 8 of his bounties. If you're a member of a clan, you can earn 5,000 XP and get some powerful gear at tier 2. And then not forgetting, if you go over to your Prismatic Recaster right next to the Drifter, there is some pinnacle gear quests available to you there with the means to an end quest line. Isn't that dangerous? Anyway, shall we have a look at what other activities are available to us in the destinations? Here is the director, and regard all the planets that are available to us at the moment. These are the playlists. We'll go to the Vanguard at first and see 4 items on our menu. We've got some daily heroic story missions here. These are just replayable missions from all of the campaigns, a mixture of the campaigns. They don't get you any powerful rewards as such, just random drops in the game. So you may get some stuff that you might be after or stuff that bumps up your power level. But dedicated playlists such as the Vanguard Strikes here has a weekly challenge to complete 3 strikes using the same subclass element as the currently active elemental burn. That will get you pinnacle gear if you complete 3 strikes with those attributes. So all you have to do is have a look at which weekly burn we've got. This week it's Arc Singe, so equip your Arc subclass, do 3 strikes, and away you go. So that modifier is with us for the week, and that will reset next Tuesday's weekly reset. And then we've got some daily modifiers here, which are Blackout and Grenadier. These will change on the daily reset once every 24 hours. Moving on, the Ordeal. This is the big bad Nightfall. This is the one where you can get Parleon loot, tremendous loot. The API is currently down at the moment, so I can't tell you what the Ordeal strike is this week, which is a bit of a shame. I can already hear the tears, but never mind, we'll move on. Anyway, there's weekly challenges for you to do. Run the Ordeal a bunch of times for powerful gear at tier 1, and then if you get a team score above 100,000 points, you get some pinnacle loot. How's about that then? Then we've got the normal Nightfall playlist that consists of 3 Nightfalls. We've got Exodus Crash this week, The Will of the Thousands, and Brood Hold. Some of these strikes will have some specific strike loot that you can grind the strike for over and over again to add to your inventory. For example, Exodus Crash gets you some form of exotic sparrow, if I can remember correctly. My mind always goes when I haven't got the API to hold my hand. But Will of the Thousands gets you a transmat effect, makes you look like a big golden worm. Who wouldn't want that? You know? Brood Hold gets you nothing. Nothing, tra-la-la. But there you go. Those are the 3 Nightfalls. And that is the Vanguard playlist this week. How about Gambit? Here we've got a player versus environment activity, the Reckoning, which comes in a variety of different tiers, 1, 2, and 3. Power level 750. If you're after Season of the Drifter weapons, then this is a good place to go. This week's modifiers are Arc Singe, and the daily modifier is Brawler. There we go. And then we've got some Gambit as well, and we've got Gambit Prime. 3 matches completed in either or of these playlists will get you your pinnacle loot, so you'll get your big bump up in light after defeating the Prime Evils. There's also some private match playlists there if you persuade members of the family to get involved and bank those motes. Anyway, how's about Crucible? We've got 2 types of playlists to regard here. We've got the Rotary playlist, which this week consists of Clash and Countdown. So we've got a 4v4 competitive style mode and a 6v6 kill everybody on the enemy team. Sounds really harsh, but it's actually a lot of fun. Anyway, 4 games completed in the rotary phase that get you some powerful gear at tier 1. Then we've got our core playlist, which consists of Rumble, Control, Elimination, Survival, Survival Freelance, and Classic 6-stack. So there you go. Those are all the playlists in the core. And once you complete 4 games of core, you'll get some pinnacle loot. And there's, of course, private matches if you fancy 1v1 in your LAN, which you may lose. Anyway, what else is there? Well, there is a flashpoint this week, which happens to be on Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. Is it Mars? No, it's not Mars. Is it Mars? It's got to be Mars. There it is. Look, there it is. The weekly flashpoint is on Mars. Activities completed. Basically, you just do public events. Wait for them to spawn in either the Braytech Futurescape or the Glacial Drift, and do some public events, loot some lost sectors, and watch this bar of progress go all the way up to the top. And once it pops, you can go and collect some powerful gear at tier 1 from the lovely Anna Bray. Isn't that amazing? Nice. What else is there? Well, on the moon, there's plenty of activities, including some pinnacle activities as well. Hit the pit of heresy, if I can English. Defeat Zelmak, the instrument of torment, and you'll get yourself some pinnacle loot. We've also got nightmare hunts. Here they are. There's 3 to choose from. Run 3 nightmare hunts for some powerful gear at tier 1, and then if you complete the nightmare hunt on master difficulty, you'll get your pinnacle loot as well. There's also the Garden of Salvation raid, a 6 fire person activity, non-binary, everything. There you go. I'm old. Anyway, I'm 41. I will always say man, even when I don't mean it. Anyway, that's the way it goes. I apologize for my oldness and greyness. Anyway, there is also a wave style activity over in the Sorrows Harbour, Altars of Sorrow. We've got various waves of baddies for you to defeat, and there are 3 bosses that rotate. One of them will drop a kinetic shotgun, the one an energy sniper, and the other a rocket launcher. So they revolve each day, so it's different every day. So you can go and grind those lovely weapons there. There's also some vendors to take note of here. Nightmares defeated in the Altars of Sorrow. 30 of will get you powerful gear at tier 1, and there's Erismorn's Lunar Calling questline as well, and that will also get you powerful gear at tier 1. If you like the Horde mode activities, remember our good old favourite Escalation Protocol. You can get stuck into that as well. That was a nice Horde mode activity that awards some Icolos weapons. And again, I would tell you which weapons are dropping, but the API is down. But I might actually have a guess, because last week it was the sniper. So it could be the shotgun now, or all 3 weapons. That's what I am going to guess. Anyway, that's the stuff. Don't forget your contact public events as well. And hopefully the triumph for the contact stuff is the heavy hitters is fixed, so you can get your emblem now. Anyway, what else is there to have a butcher's at? I think we're going to have a look at one of the vendors over here. This week we're going to pop over to the gunsmith, as we always do, because that's tradition. To explain the bounties, especially to the newcomers here, we've got weekly bounties, 2 of, and then there's daily bounties, and then there is additional bounties. So the weekly bounties you can only pick up once per week. The daily bounties you can pick up every daily reset, and then there is additional bounties which you can keep picking up, but they are a bit more expensive. Now, the Gunsmith's weekly bounties will award Glimmer, upgrade modules, and some planetary resources. The daily bounties will award mod components and enhancement cores. All of these things are incredibly important for upgrading your gear. That's the way that works. There's also a material exchange here where we have an armor mod and a weapon mod that reset on the daily reset. So if you've got these, or if you're not interested in these, then you can wait 24 hours for the daily reset. But Icarus, definitely very good. And then there's material exchange here that you can exchange for other materials, although it is quite expensive, and you can see how broke I am. Yes. Anyway, we're going to nip on over to Shax and explain his bounties, because his are very similar to the Vanguard and the Drifter. But the exception is we've got Bright Dust awarded for these weekly bounties here. See this, Bright Dust, Glimmer, Crucible Tokens, and Valor Rank. You get quite a lot for these weekly bounties. Daily bounties will get you some Crucible Tokens and Valor Rank points. Additional bounties will also award you Bright Dust. Now, you can farm these bounties for Bright Dust as well as the Vanguard and Gambit stuff as well, and spend Bright Dust in the Eververse store, which is a great, fantastic segue what we're doing here is explaining the Bright Dust system, because here's a place where you can spend it. Now, you can spend your real money, buy silver, and spend real money, hard-earned peanuts, or you can go to the Bright Dust section and splurge the Bright Dust you've been grinding via those bounties on the cosmetic items. Now, the featured stuff this week, we've got Commanding Presence emote. We've got massive shoulder pads. So that's got to be like I'm pretending to be a Titan with my huge shoulder pads, and I'm not very happy about it, slamming the desk. There is also the VG-17 Flying Fortress, which is a very odd-looking ship there as well. Then we've got Objective Reality Ornament for Truth Exotic Rocket Launcher. So very sharp. August Shell as well, with the perks Public Defender, Treasure Hunter, and a random mod. And then there is the the something projection, Ghost Projection, and the Fast Lane Shell come back from Golden Oldies here. There you go. I love this daily featured thing that changes every day. It's good to keep your eye on it because you might get some stuff that you've always wanted right there, but it is for silver and not for Bright Dust. So down at the bottom here, we've got some featured stuff for Bright Dust. We've got some consumables, which are quite handy. There is the Adonis Shell this week as well with Public Defender and Guiding Light. That is a crazy looking ghost. We've also got the Big Blind weapon ornament for Ace of Spades. It's very golden and spangly. Will you look at that? There's the Cabal Shield Breaker Transmat effects. Makes a big noise. And then there is the Biolume shader. Some of these shaders are only collectible by purchasing them for Bright Dust. I'm going to have that and add that to my collection because OCD and whatnot. Then there's the seasonal section of all the ornaments. This is the season ornaments, basically, as well as the finishing moves and emotes. We've got all kinds of stuff, ghost projections and transmat effects. Browse at your leisure and be aware that some of these items may become unavailable for purchase after the season ends. If they're still available, they'll end up here in the archive, and there is quite a lot of stuff to browse here in the archive. There we go. And then there's the Bright Dust section, so you can come and spend your grinded out Bright Dust here. This week we've got the mic drop emote, that on the floor. And then there is the Velocimancer ship. It's ginormous, but I do like it. What do you reckon? Is this more of a Titan or a Warlock ship or a Hunter ship? Answers on a postcard. Then we've got the Fencing Salute for the folks that like On Guard. That's it. I want a marshmallow on the end of that. Then there's the Marbled Orb Weaver Sparrow from the days of old. A Voracious weapon ornament for the Tarabah SMG, which I got actually last week for the first time ever, and I've been loving it. I posted some clips on Twitter. If anyone's on Twitter and would like to see some of my beastliness in the Crucible, which is my favorite part of the game, then you can come and follow me on Twitter. I am at Story Machine. That's STORYM, a number 4, and then CHINE. There you go. So hello to you if you come and follow me there. I'm always there. I will always answer questions. I use Twitter as my main source of stuff because I don't have my own YouTube channel anymore or really have the time to stream. So if you want to engage and have a chat, I'm happy to. There you go. And that is the Bright Dust stuff. We've also got that Rasputin projection. We've got some old shaders there, including this Neopop Wave's crazy pinkness. Pick them all up at your leisure. An Up in Smoke transmat effect. I don't think I have that in my collection. We may have to get it. And then, of course, there's some consumable items, boons and things like that. Read those at your leisure. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up the weekly reset video from 14th of July up until the 21st. How's about that then? Don't forget to pick up your bounties. I'm off to the Crucible after this video is being rendered. Anyway, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast.